Speaking of that, you mean like when Nebula used to look like this?
Yes.
When Karen Gillan used to look like this in Guardians of the Galaxy?
What does she look like now?
Well, you know, that's Karen Gillan in the Nebula outfit back there in 2016 or whatever, 2015, 14, whatever the first Guardians movie was. Of course,
she looks like a woman.
She did a lot of other movies that she's been in. Like, for example, let's see. I got to switch over to, how about, not that one.
She was in Doctor Who as well. Doctor Who.
Yep. And, oh, God.
Jumanji?
Jumanji. Yeah, that's the picture I had up a minute ago. Let's see. How about there's Guardians, right?
Oh my God!
But that's what Karen Gillan really looks like.
Yep, that's what she looks like.
See,
beautiful.
Doesn't that look like this?
Yeah.
I mean, do you see the similarities there?
Yep.
But if we go back,
wait a minute. Go back to the 18-year-old cosplayer who just went to Spencer's. Who was that?
You mean this one?
Like, that is straight up a dude's body. So I don't know if there's some sort of how they're gonna try to do this in the actual movie. I feel like it's a troll.
Maybe that's Nebula, her brother.
I think
we don't know that yet.
That isn't even just an out of shape woman. That is a dude.
No, that's a man's body. I mean,
yeah.
Look again at the curvature, you know, on this woman. Mm-hmm. That is her natural, real body. Again, let's go back and look at.
I'm telling you, this is her brother. We're being trolled right now. We don't know that there's a new character being introduced.
That is, even if Karen Gillan gained 50 pounds, she's still gonna have shape like a woman.
Mm-hmm.
That is a man's body.
Exactly.
That is Black Widow all over again, where they had the big, jacked male, you know, stunt guy in the costume. Think like David Prowse as Darth Vader, and they put James Earl Jones's voice over it in Star Wars. Same thing in Black Widow, where they had a big dude that was whoever the bad guy in the movie was. What I don't even remember anymore because who cares? Nobody saw it. And then he takes the helmet off at the end, or takes the mask off, and they literally just went into Adobe After Effects and pasted the woman's head onto the man's body for that scene.
I think I figured out whose body that is at Valiant. I just shared it below for you.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think it's the same person.
I knew that's where this was going.
I got
in your arms. It's just like
I got a challenge for you if you haven't played this game. Once you start looking at Abby's arms, it's the only thing you focus on throughout the whole game. You can't, because it looks like they took He-Man arms off a toy and put it on the G.I. Joe.
Well, and the thing about it is there's no way she could maintain that figure in an apocalypse like that. There's no way she's getting the protein that she would need to even have that.
Maybe she found a guy who can fish.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
Abby smash.
Yes, thank you for that.
And he always lets the pregnant fish go. He's just that kind of guy.
I ain't Renegade, where we kill sex drive.
So much with like female video game characters is that they'll have the models that they're modeling them after who are beautiful women, and they purposefully make them uglier for the game. It's like, what is going on?
And what they don't seem to understand is at the same time they want it. Well, you know, we don't want the male gaze, right? We don't want men to be objectifying our female characters in the video games. But then at the same time, they start wondering where did all the men go? They're not playing our video games. It's you can't. I mean, at some point, you know, it's all cute and dandy when there's no money involved. But these AAA games cost $100 million. 200 million plus in some cases for some real bangers that have been out there. I mean, these things are very expensive. You cannot be farting around with all this virtue signaling woke crap that turns off the largesse of your audience. This whole notion, like we mentioned earlier, to where, you know what? The old audience is still just going to show up. The old audience will always be here. They'll keep playing these games, but we want to push this agenda, right? We have this big platform. We can't create anything new, so let's take something popular that already is, and then push our messaging into it. The problem is a lot of these folks have gone way too far over the edge, way too nuts, way too fast. And everybody really, I mean, people aren't woke. They're waking up, and they're seeing this kind of trash out there. It's becoming more and more obvious, And people are just having an initial knee-jerk reaction to nope, not even going to look at it, not going to bother with this. I'm done. I'm out. I've already seen enough when you're advertising commercial. I've seen your promotional. I've seen your stuff on Twitter. Nope, not interested. Bye.
But they're coming at us all wrong. And maybe I'm wrong in this one, but like we have what? Standard edition, premium edition, deluxe edition. Why don't you just make an activist division?
Exactly.
And you nailed your market, and you still keep your old fan base. It's literally right there, and they're forgetting that.
That's a great point, Steven. Make the Loon editions of the games.
Yeah, SJW edition, where you don't have to try and everything's handed to you.
I just continue to think about all the possibilities with having, you know, a very out of shape, portly, let's say, female, but not too female, if you get my drift, character who's your main protagonist. I'm liking this idea of there being ledges that you can never reach that would be, you know, easily passable for any normal video game character. I like the idea that, you know, for your starting level, there's an electric scooter maybe, you know, 15 feet away, but as your character walks, you have to take a breather. So you've got a little fatigue meter that immediately runs out. And then your entire goal is somehow to eat the rich, but you can never get there. I mean, I love this.
That sounds like a remaster of Fat Princess.
Oh my gosh, Fat Princess was so fun. That was a good time.
You just have to remember every 15 minutes you have to return your cart to the front of Walmart to plug it into the charger, or else the batteries run out and you're stuck in aisle 13, you know, next to
every 50 minutes into the game, it sends you back to the menu because you have to yell at it like a manager to get back into the game.
Why not? Why not?
I feel like one of the things with woke ideology in general and what we see in terms of quote representation and all that is like they enable narcissism to such a degree to where whenever you see these characters, they don't make you want to be better. Like if you already start making all these characters that are, you know, the women look like dudes, all this kind of stuff, that you don't have the same motivation as like you do looking at classic Lara Croft. When I look at classic Lara Croft, I'm like, ooh, I'm not going to skip the gym today. Like I need to, I play like the old school Tomb Raider, like, oh, I don't want to skip the gym. Oh, when I'm trying to, you know, get those extra reps in, I'm like, okay, just imagine Lara Croft pushing a boulder, all this stuff. But whenever you, whenever you just enable people with things, or if you just, okay, let's make all the characters uglier now and stuff, there's just that there isn't that drive and that motivation anymore.
Melonie, you're just being an ableist, okay? People are perfect exactly the way they are. You need to wake up every morning in your depression and just think, I am perfect. I'm just perfect in my full-on depression, lesser than what I could be, but I'm going to live this way.
It's ruining people, and I you just notice it in general when people go super woke and then they go that woke activist route. If you see them before they hit that point and then you see them after, there's always, you can physically see a difference in what they look like. Look at like Demi Lovato, you know, she was this beautiful feminine woman, and then she gets into all this woke stuff, and then it looks like and then goes the they them route for a little bit and all this kind of stuff, but then just like there's always a physical decline in how even what's that one singer's name, that dude that he's like a lot fatter now, that one that
Sam
sings
Smith.
that Unholy song. Yeah, it's
Sam
just
Smith.
like, it's like, what is happening? You're seeing it with celebrities and stuff too, Lizzo, all this kind of stuff, where it's just like, man, this is who they're glorifying now, is when people let themselves go in a lot of ways, and it's causing people to be stagnant, and it's causing people not to care about things that they should care about your health. You should care about what you look like to some degree.
Didn't they play this out from a psychological standpoint? Play this out, and it makes total sense. So if you go into wokeism and you decide that the hierarchies are the source of evil, right? The patriarchy, but then also hierarchy itself. So nobody should be rich and nobody should be poor, and nobody, depending on your skill level and how hard you've tried in life, that shouldn't matter, right? You've got to flatten it out, and the results of your efforts should all be the same. Okay, if you do that, if you flatten that all out, what do you take away? When you flatten that out, you take away all of your impetus, all of your desire to improve yourself, because there's no longer a goal. And when you stop aiming up, then you just sit in place. And what does that do? That creates stagnation. Wherever you are, it lessens what you could be. It eliminates the potential that you have, and it takes away your future. And even the people at the top, when they start doing that, they become rudderless, fat, and unmotivated. And then they just spread that delicious, awful nihilism to everybody around them.
Well, look at how they treated
Stop
Adele.
talking about me.
But look how they treated Adele, right? Adele was a larger figure person, right? And eventually she toned up, and they all came after us, and it was like she's making herself
Adele
better.
got savage for that.
Yeah.
She's wanting to lose weight. I'm
Same
sorry.
with Rebel Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Rebel Wilson was another. Well, who else was it? It was well, that wasn't Rebel Wilson. It was Fat Amy from Pitch Perfect. What's her name?
Fat
Remember
Amy?
her? That was her character in the movie. They called her Fat Amy. I can't remember her name.
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of the.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah. Wait, who was it? That was Rebel Wilson. Okay.
Yeah,
my
I
daughter's
thought-
like, all right,
Did you
I'm
just
sorry.
phone a friend?
Yeah, I just
cheater.
phoned a daughter. She ran in. That's Rebel Wilson, Dad. I was like, yeah, phone a 17-year-old daughter. So, but yeah, so but that's it. I mean, that's the point. It's like she was shamed for losing weight and getting healthy. Oh, I'm sorry. Fat's healthy. I'm sorry, YouTube. Fat is totally healthy. Morbidly obese, even better. Blood type pudding, great. Blood type butter. Well, which might be Melonie's because she eats
Butter.
it like off the
I do
stick.
eat a lot of butter.
How dare you want to unclog my aorta? Ugh.
You eat all the butter you want. Just have a glass of red wine afterward. You'll be fine. Yep, and there you go. That's it. That's Fat Amy on the left. That's the character from Pitch Perfect. That's why I was like, wait, that is Rebel Wilson. I was thinking of the mom.
That's called trying not to die of a heart attack and then people hating you for it.
Right?
Yeah.
Imagine if Lizzo lost like 200 pounds. Man,
Higher.
the backlash
Come on,
would
Melanie.
be insane.
Crank it up.
I don't know how much she weighs, but if she lost hundreds of pounds,
That'll work.
people would be mad.
She said Lizzo fat. The horse that she climbed on said she fat.
Of all the things that we've said tonight, that's the one that's going to be carried somewhere. Just
I don't know about that. She had her own concert, right, for Lord of the Rings. You guys saw the poster, right?
Oh my God. That's the rolls of power, Steven. The rolls of power. Not the rings of power. But you got it close. No, that's great.
Renegade.